You will need a guide to bring you to the falls of Roros, but few of my people ever travel that far. No, do not shake your head in frustration. There is a guide who will suffice. His name is Corridon, and he is the elder brother of Sigilith. Galadriel smiles sadly. Yes, I see you remember our fierce champion. Without her twin knives and the skill with which she wielded them, the efforts of the Golden Host might have come to naught. Her death in the Battle of the Tower is cause for grief, and all who knew her. You will find her brother is cut from the similar cloth, but if Corridon shares her ability, he does not share her temperament. Find him in Telain Ndual on the eastern side of Karas Galadon, and tell him you need him as a guide along the Anduin. He is not called Riverwalker for naught. He is more familiar with the lands through which the Anduin flows than any elf in Lorien.
The lady has spoken to me about this, and I would refuse her nothing.
But there is another reason I would help you. Corridon looks at you, his eyes shining with a curious look of gratitude. You were a friend to my sister Sigilith in Mirkwood. When the Hidden Guard and the Golden Host journeyed to the fastness of Dol Guldur, you fought alongside Sigilith. How many times did you save her life, or she yours? I do not know, but I am certain it was more than once. I wish that the tides of fate had swept the two of you together during the final assault on the tower, rather than apart. For had the two of you been together on the stairs, perhaps she would have returned from Mirkwood. But it was not to be. That is the way of things. I would be honored to accompany you south along the Anduin. Sigilith's friends are mine as well. We will need supplies, boats and lembas and paddles. Speak to Bordurst and Feingulf about acquiring such things as we will need. Bordurst will be in Telain Galadrim, and Fengulf will be near the surrounding hedge beneath Telain Gloraloth, not far from the entrance to Karas Galadon. I am pretty sure I butchered those names.
The Lady Galadriel is wise to send Corridon as your guide.
You need a boat for navigating the Anduin? Yes, I will provide one, and paddles beside. How many will be going with you? You tell Feingulf the composition of your party, and she nods. The Lady Galadriel is wise to send Corridon with you. He is called the Riverwalker, you know, and it is a name truly given. He knows the lands on either side of Anduin better than any elf I know. His sister Sigilith perished in Dol Guldur. We were not close, she and I, for she had a temper unlike anyone else, and to me she was always sharp and stern. It is a shame what happened to her, even so. I am certain she did great damage to her enemies before she fell, and that must be a consolation for Corridon in his grief. The boat and the paddles will be ready when the time comes for your departure, Miloa.
I will give you enough lembas and other foodstuffs for 2 weeks.
You are preparing for a journey down the Anduin. You have come to the correct elf, Miloa. Traveling by boat will require you to disembark occasionally. There is a portage way you will need to take around the rapids of Sarn Gibir. Do not be so foolish as to traverse those in the boats. And of course you will need to beach them before you reach the falls of Roros. It is a long climb down the cliff face, but I have heard there was a way that was used of old. I will give you enough lembas and other foodstuffs for 2 weeks. Corodan can cover that distance in 5 or 6 days. That should suffice. Namari. Yeah, Corodan, I got everything you asked for. Can we go now?
The last time I traveled south, orcs were gathering on the river bank.
You have done as I asked? Good. The most important step of the journey occurs before you even leave home, the preparations for your departure. Make sure your weapons are cleared and cleaned and ready. The last time I traveled south, which was some weeks ago, orcs were gathering on the far shore of Anduin. We may need to face them. Unfortunately, I lent my bow to Fimloth at Haldirith on my return from that journey. Perhaps we can stop by her encampment when we depart, and I can recover my bow from her. I will use the spare until then, but there is nothing quite like your own familiar weapons, is there? Sigileth spoke often of her knives, Lanchigil and Egnesigil, and I feel the same way about my bow, though it has no name. My sister was always better with names. But now you should return to the house of Celeborn and speak with your Dunlending friend. Tell her we are almost ready to leave.
Wadu's sword is thirsty for more adventure.
I followed you here on the behest of a dream, Miloa. I will follow you wherever our road leads. If our adventure ended today, I would already have quite a tale to tell Suvulk on my return. I cannot imagine what awaits us, but it will only add to the record of our deeds. Water Sword is thirsty for more adventure as well. If we come across more Easterlings, or their fell ally, as we did in the swamps, I will be more ready than I was last time.
This land of elves is a long way from Enidwaith. A long way from my people.
Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode, and be sure to tune in tomorrow as we travel down the Anduin. Thanks for watching.